with this stack. Look at it. Just look at it. Look at all that blue goodness. Look at it. Look at that. Yeah, this is the part where we play grown up show and tell. But before we do, let me just say a firm and salutation to everyone. Hello, everybody. This is B.JR back in action on the B.JR's Movie Cave on the Endurance Productions YouTube channel. That's right. We're going to do a big old movie update today. I'm going to try to get through it pretty briefly and briskly, I should say. Mainly because it's a bunch of stuff that's kind of been hoarded since November. It's now January. You know, I didn't even do any videos hardly through Christmas at all. We just had so much going on around the house here and the holidays and whatnot. Silly season, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to dive right in. Got a bunch of DVDs for Christmas and or gift card purchases or deals at the video store during that time. They've just all been hoarded up on the pile over here. And I thought this would be a good day to do it. We got good lighting in the man cave. So let's dig in. Let's do the DVDs first. Good old standard def first. I'll show you what I got, and then we'll segue into the blues. What we got here? Yeah, I got some DVDs. It's still pretty cool. Got a Christmas gift. Got X-Men Days of Future Past. Kind of rounding out the old school crowd of X-Men favorite people, Hugh Jackman, you name it, and then mating it up with X-Men First Class staff members there. Pretty cool overall action flick. I really enjoyed this one in a comic book sense. I like all the X-Men movies. I'll watch them. I mean, it's just pretty cool. It's good to have them all because they all fit together pretty good in a good kind of series. There have been a couple of clunky ones along the way, but this is probably one of the better ones right here, X-Men First Class. This was a video store purchase, $1.50, and this is practically brand new with a slipcover. The Dead 2, the Ford brothers, who brought us aptly titled The Dead original a couple years back, which I rather enjoyed. I think it was a new take, a kind of a matter-of-fact approach on the zombie film that has flooded the market with The Walking Dead and everything out there. I mean, who needs another zombie film? I know, but really, The Dead 2, I liked it probably just a step down from the original, but it is worthy of a viewing if you're a hardcore zombie fan. This one takes place in India and in Mumbai, I think the location is. It's about an American engineer who's trying to get back to his Indian wife to try and save her and get her out of the city. It's being overrun by the zombie plague. Yeah, hijinks ensue. But just like the first one, it takes a real matter-of-fact, kind of low-key, low-budget approach to kind of a new spin on a zombie flick. Same but different kind of deal. Check it out. Check it out. See, I'd probably rent it first, see if it's a cup of tea. Got it for $1.50, man. Can't beat that. Got a couple of Scorpion releases here. A couple I've had my eye on for a long time. Like I said, I had gift cards at Christmas, and I burned them all, and they all finally came into this culmination, if you will, of an update. Little martial arts hokum here, Force 5 from 1981, I think it is, 1982, somewhere around there. Yeah, this one of those this one's directed by the director, I believe, of the original Enter the Dragon, Robert Klaus, and basically it has a lot of overtones from Enter the Dragon in the film. A lot of the storyline kind of parallels the same things that happen in Enter the Dragon, but just total hokiness. I mean, if you like movies like Raw Force or Miami Connection, any of those ninja flicks, I mean, you're probably going to like this one too. Don't expect a whole lot from it, but a lot of fun and randomness. Watch out for the parts with the big old bull, the bullfighting parts. Just, yeah, gotta love it. Another one from Scorpion releasing in the same subgenre, Kill and Kill Again, starring, I believe his name is James Ryan. Yeah, James Ryan. He's I think a South African martial artist. There he is on the back. I've been hearing about this martial arts film in certain circles, and it always came up in the same conversations as Raw Force and Miami Connection and all the ones that are full of just 100% randomness. This one is no exception. If you like those type of martial arts films, you got to get this one. Much like Force 5, he puts together a team and goes after the bad guy, kind of like a pseudo Bond film, but with martial arts. Pretty cool stuff, guys. I enjoyed it, but I enjoy that type of film. You got to remember. A couple of all-night Scream Factory, Shout Factory gift set kind of deals together. These are DVDs. From the Scream Factory line, you've got a lineup of The Dungeon Master, Cellar Dweller, Contamination Point 7, and Catacombs. The Dungeon Master I remember from the VHS days, and I think this is the uncut version of the film. It's in anamorphic widescreen finally. Total hokiness. You got Richard Mall in there as an evil demon or Lucifer, I can't tell, but he's like got this computer whiz going around from like an anthology kind of style film where they've had like 5 different directors. I think John Carl Beekler, special effects guy, was one of the directors. Just total randomness. Cellar Dweller, got Jeffrey Combs in an early role in that one. Total monster goofiness. A lot of these gift sets like this where they have a bunch of them together, don't expect a whole lot of quality horror films. These are just total up all night kind of horror films. Contamination 7, aka The Crawlers. Radioactive waste makes trees come alive and kill people. Yeah, okay. Catacombs, not the best film in the world, but interesting all the same. Check it out. This is from Shout Factory, but it's an action film lineup, much like the horror film there. This is Jim Brown and I Escaped from Devil's Island with Christopher George. And also The Final Option, which is an English kind of James Bond-ish kind of action, fair, espionage kind of film. Shake Hands with the Devil, an old film with James Cagney. And the crown jewel of this one, if you will, Treasure of the Four Crowns, which is sad to say it is in full screen. That particular one right there, I was hoping it would be in anamorphic widescreen, but it doesn't matter. It's one of those 80s. It's one of those 80s films that jumped in on the 3D craze of the early 80s, and it isn't one of the better films, but it is so laughably random, cheesy ripoff of Indiana Jones films. You've got to love it, man. Love that one. Had a good time with that one. Are you ready for the blues? Not the ones down the dumps kind of blues. I mean the high definition goodness, if you will. Let's dive right in. We just segued from Shout Factory there. Let's jump in with I guess the next ones that I got from Shout Factory here. I picked up a few from a gift card my beautiful bride gave me for Christmas. Got the Assault on Precinct 13 Collector's Edition Scream Factory release. Got new interviews with Tommy Lee Wallace, Nancy Loomis Keys, a whole bunch of stuff on here. Audio commentaries with writer-director John Carpenter. And it's also got the little interviews that were on the special edition DVD from, I think, 2003. Don't quote me on that, but I think the other DVD. Check out that new cover art, guys. Pretty cool stuff. Good film, too. Highly underrated John Carpenter film. It's not a horror film, but it's in the Scream Factory line. It's basically an action film. It's a loose remake of a Howard Hawks film called Rio Bravo, I think, with John Wayne. I think. Shout Factory release. This was not Scream Factory, but remember, like I've been telling guys around the campfire, don't just stop just at Scream Factory. Check out the regular Shout Factory website for their Blu-ray releases too, because there's a lot of great exploitation, action films, stuff like that, except none other than Southern Comfort. Had to pick this one up. I remember watching this one a lot on HBO and Cinemax back in the day. It's a group of National Guardsmen. It's kind of like survival. It's like Survival Quest meets Deliverance. Yeah, they go down the bayou, down the Cajun country, and they accidentally steal some boats or something of that nature, and one of their guys, their sergeant, gets shot, and it's about them trying to survive against these backwoods guys that are trying to kill them. Early Walter Hill film. I think this is post Warriors, but before 48 Hours. So it's right around that middle time frame. Good interviews with some guys you don't see too much in interviews. Keith Carradine, Powers Booth, Lewis Smith, and the director himself, Walter Hill, who usually doesn't get too many interviews. Outtakes, which was pretty funny, and theatrical trailer. Pretty cool stuff, guys. Got some cool new cover art on that. Really dig that. Pretty cool stuff. Southern Comfort. Won't disappoint if you like that style of film. I picked up a Scream Factory release of The Dark Half. Highly, highly underrated John Carpenter. George Romero film from back in the day, from back in the 90s when he was trying to go mainstream, but it didn't really work out. This is one of those that I would consider a special edition, but they didn't put a slipcover on it and call it a collector's edition. This one could have been a collector's edition, because look at all the special features on there, guys. I don't know why Scream Factory does that every once in a while, where it's like a release is on its way to becoming a collector's edition, but then they stop and say, no reversible cover art, no poster, just do it as special edition. So, anyway, you get tons of special features, audio commentaries with writer-director George Romero. Sparrows Are Flying Again, documentary by Red Shirt Pictures. Making of Dark Half, which was really cool. All new retrospective with John. I keep on saying John Carpenter. George Romero, special makeup effects creator Everett Burrell. Just a whole. This is the stories that I always wanted to hear about the Dark Half, because there's all this lore about how George had a lot of problems with Orion Pictures. That, this is like his mainstream breakout movie, but did not get along with the studio behind the film, and there's a lot of changes made and stuff like that. Sadly, on HD, the early CGI bird effects towards the end of the film do not hold up. That makes them worse. But the rest of the film looks crystal clear. I really enjoyed the transfer on this. The sound is good on it. So I've always liked the Dark Half. I'm not going to sit here and try to defend it, because I can understand why some people don't like it, because it's 90s George Romero. But guys, it's one of his unsung favorites, I think, along with Monkey Shines. They're kind of like a duo that they put out on Scream Factory line. I hope to get Monkey Shines one day, but I don't have it in this update. But I can only hope it's probably got about the same quality of transfer. They always do a pretty decent, the best job they can really with their transfers. So I know they had all that mess going on with the Nightbreed set and all that. I have yet to buy the Nightbreed set, because I'm trying to let the drama die down a little bit, let the price come down, all that kind of junk. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Dark Half, can highly recommend it. Loved all the special features on that, guys. Graduation Day, had to pick it up, guys. I'm not sure if I put this in an earlier update back in October, but I want to put it in here. Scorpion release, pretty sure. No, it's Vinegar Syndrome. The old Nudie company put this one out. I don't know what they're doing with that, guys. They put out pretty much stuff that old B.JR don't have in his collection here, if you take my meaning. This one is a 4K restoration of a early 80s, better than average slasher, I think. I like about, I'm a sucker for any kind of stalk and slash film from the early 80s, late 70s. So Graduation Day, had the old Trauma DVD of this. If you've got that DVD, throw it in the trash. Get this one. I'm almost sad to report that the transfer on this looks pretty doggone good for the low budget, just cheapy movie. Early role for old Linnea Quigley in this film too. I think she was kind of a last minute patch up kind of role too for the film. Good video interviews with everybody behind the scenes there, commentary tracks. Pretty good little pickup. You can find a good price on it. This is a Christmas gift, Guardians of the Galaxy. My beautiful bride bought me for Christmas. This is the 3D Blu-ray, the regular Blu-ray, and digital HD. I do not have the 3D capability yet. One of these days I probably will, because I've got a few of these, like Captain America and this one, that are all 3D. But let me know if 3D is good on this, guys. I'm not sure if it's one of those post fix-ups. Really highly enjoyed this one. I missed this one at the movie theater. I got to see this one on Blu-ray for the first time right here in the man cave. Had the soundtrack on this one is great, along with the special effects, and the sound effects to the special effects are great. Overall, good job for Marvel. I have to give it up for Marvel on this one. Really good job. A couple of Kurt Russell films. This one I believe is a Shout Factory, but I ordered it as a Shout Factory one, but it is an overseas version of it from Fremantle Media. I don't know if that's their overseas name, because when you put it in, it's got their monikers on it, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, John Carpenter's Elvis, the little-known, highly underrated drama, 3-hour epic TV movie that John Carpenter did, I think, post-Halloween, but before The Fog and all that kind of stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Kurt Russell gives a great performance. It's not really about 70s Elvis. It's right before that. It starts out, it goes from like his childhood on up to 1969, right when he's entering Vegas. I'm not sure if I threw this in an earlier update, but I want to throw it in this one too, because I've recently rewatched it and I've really highly enjoyed this film. Never get tired of it. I know it's not to everybody's liking. If you don't like Elvis, you probably won't like the movie, but if you like Elvis, you like Kurt Russell, like John Carpenter films, you might want to give this one a try. Rock on. I got this one. It's the Escape from New York. I found this for like $4 or $5 online. I ordered it with one of my gift cards. It's just a feature film in high definition. This is one of those cheapy MGM releases, Blu-ray and DVD combos. I gotta say, the transfer on this was, it was okay. It wasn't bad. You could tell it was HD, but they didn't do a whole lot to clean it up. I heard tell through the grapevine that Scream Factory, Shout Factory is coming out with a new version of this right after I bought this, so might be another quadruple dip on one of my favorite movies of all time, post-apocalyptic movies of all time. I do consider it post-apocalyptic, futuristic. Escape from New York, hands down, just a great film all around. One of John Carpenter's best non-horror films, and one of Kurt Russell's best acting roles ever, in my opinion. Snake Plissken. More Blu-rays, guys. We're not done. This is going to be a long one. I'm telling you guys, a long one. Here's a couple from the Walmart bargain bin. Taken 2. Got this for like $4 or $5. I got the first film on Blu-ray. I saw the third one. Watched for a movie review of that coming out soon. I just filmed that up the other day. Post viewing thoughts or whatever. Taken 2, probably pound for pound my favorite in the whole 3. I like the third one. I like the first one, but I like the second one probably the best of all 3. Just me talking. Three Amigos with Ultraviolet Code. Had to pick that one up. This is an HD, I think a remastered version of the film with behind the scenes, the old DVD, the crusty old HBO video DVD. Throw that one in the trash, guys. This one had a really decent transfer on it. Got to be honest, it's got a commemorative booklet on the inside, a 16-page booklet. For a $5 purchase, you couldn't go wrong with this one, guys, and an HD code. Got some really candid interviews with Steve Martin and Chevy Chase, Martin Short on this film. One of my kind of low-key favorite John Landis films from back in the day. I know it's not to everybody's liking, but I like westerns and I like comedy, like Blazing Saddles and stuff like that. So, really like Three Amigos. Probably one of those I'll always have in whatever format. Big Lots, $3 purchase. Blade 2, the only Blade film I didn't have. I got the other 2. I think there's 3 in total. I think Blade films. But anyway, Blade 2. Guillermo del Toro's entry in the series. Better than I remembered. I watched this one the other day and looked at all the special features. This disc is loaded. I mean, this is a deal for $3. I mean, if you like sci-fi or vampire films, any of that stuff, you can't go wrong. But transfer's really good. It is one of the earlier Marvel films. But I gotta be honest, it was a little bit better than I thought I remembered. I don't know, I only watched it once back in the day when it came out on video. And speaking of video, these last 6 in the pile here are all from the video store, $1.50 a piece. Seek out family video stores. They're probably the only last chain video stores that are around in the U.S. I don't know how many locations they still have or gonna have. There's luckily one within a half an hour from the house, and I happened to stop by there with a few extra dollars in my pocket. Picked up 6 Blu-rays, $1.50 a piece. Can't beat it with a stick, guys. The Raid 2. I love the first Raid film. This one's a step down, but not much. It's very close neck and neck as far as, likability, rewatchability. Just very action-packed abound in this film. Really, I think this is an Indonesian film that marries a lot of different martial arts styles on into one movie with their own take on or spin on martial arts films. Really highly enjoyed the Raid 2. Like the first one better, but not light years better. It's pretty good. Let's see here. 47 Ronin, Keanu Reeves film. I thought this one was pretty good. I'm not sure if I'll keep this one. I mainly just got it because it was cheap. I like samurai films. There's just something I can't put my finger on. It's probably the use of CGI monsters in the film that kind of took me out of it. The rest of the film, like the samurai action and stuff like that, the ending's a big downer of this film. That's, I think, what really turns a lot of people off. But you got to remember, you're talking about gung-ho samurais here. That's their lifestyle back in the day. Seppuku, ritual suicide. They're going to do it. Sorry, guys. Just something in their culture. 47 Ronin. Just didn't care for the CGI monsters. It was kind of too Lord of the Rings-ish. That didn't really need to be in there, I didn't think. I like Lord of the Rings films, but just didn't need that. Prisoners. Not to everybody's liking, but if you like revenge films done right and good acting performances from everybody that's in the cast. I say see this one at least once, see if it's your cup of tea. I don't know if I'll even keep this one, but it was a really great film. It's just rewatchability. It's just a hard film to watch in some parts. It's not overly graphic, but it's just one of those. It's a hard watch sometimes in the film. Anchorman 2, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. That's right, guys. Or The Legend Continues, I should say. This is a Blu-ray DVD combo. I mean, you get everything in this one. I think an R-rated version, unrated version. $1.50, guys. Can't beat it. I like the first one. This one I like just about as much as the first one. It's got a lot of good one-liners in it. I don't know. $1.50 can't go wrong. Don't really like to buy comedies a lot on Blu-ray unless they're just dirt cheap like these, so you don't really need it. Machete kills. That's what he does. Sorry, guys. Charlie Sheen in this one, guys, is probably my favorite performance in the whole movie. I mean, I like Danny Trejo, and the movie's zany and everything. I like the first one better. This one, it got better with a second viewing. When I went to watch it at the movie theater a year or two ago when it came out, I didn't really come home with a really great feeling. I felt like it was overly cheap, and yeah, that still stood out in this film. This one is really fly-by-night and cheap, and it shows. I know the first one was a low-budget movie, but this one just, you could tell Robert Rodriguez was moving a little bit too fast on this one. It's basically Machete as James Bond. It's a Mexican James Bond film, but the second time around it wasn't as bad because I had a lot more fun with it when I could just slow down, watch it in the man cave, pause it when I need to go use the restroom, whatever. I didn't take it as serious, I guess. And Charlie Sheen, his parts as the president in this movie. I'm sorry, I like Robert De Niro as the governor of Texas in the first movie, but him as the president of the United States, just the whole thing on the phone. He's like, Machete kills. That's what he does. And he's got Patron tequila in his office and all. He meets with Machete in the Southwest Wing. Yeah, anyway, Machete kills. I don't know. I look forward to Machete kills again in space or whatever they're going to do for the third one. Last but not least, Sin City, Dame to Kill for, $1.50. Couldn't pass it up, guys. There's been a lot of flack on this one, a lot of hate towards this movie too. It bombed at the movie theater. Much like Machete Kills, I don't think he spent a lot of time on this one, just like he did on the first. The first one was kind of like the first Machete. The first Sin City came out not quite the same as a Robert Rodriguez film. You might have had his feeling in the film, but you could tell he spent a little more time on it. This one felt a little bit more rushed. I still enjoyed the film, and I've watched it twice so far, and it feels like a Sin City movie. Now, they did wait too long. I'll give that to anybody around the campfire. They waited way too long to put this one out. I think due in part, they had a couple notable cast members that passed away. Michael Clark Duncan, who played Manute, the big African-American bodyguard from the first film, he had passed away, I think, by a heart attack or something a couple years back. And I think Brittany Murphy, if I'm not mistaken, the young blonde lady, had died of a drug overdose or something of that nature. So they had to replace some, I think they put Dennis Haysbert in the Manute role, and they didn't get Clive Owen back to play, what's his name, Dwight in this one. They got Josh Brolin instead, so it's the same character but different person playing the character. It didn't really matter because of the subject matter of him, because he does change his face, but at the same time, But anyway, so anybody that's a diehard Sin City original, they may or may not like this one. I personally liked it. That's just me talking, but for $1.50, you couldn't go wrong getting it on Blu-ray. For some reason, it came in this big, kind of like an import case. It's like a fat case. I don't know if that's a replacement case or something that the video store put it in. Of course, no frills because it's used. But like all family video purchases, I've been really happy with them because they do clean the disc. Plus, if they are defective, you can go back and get a new one. Get it changed out and get another one that works. I've never had to do that, but yeah. I mean, Dame to Kill For. The middle story of Dame to Kill For is the one that's mainly the centerpiece of the film. It holds really true to the Frank Miller novel, graphic novel. There's like new stories kind of mixed in with it. What's his name? Oh, it escapes me. The young guy there on the back. Yeah. Anyway, and they take some liberties with Jessica Alba's character of Nancy in the film and kind of make her. Frank Miller's claims he had this idea all along, but they created a new story for her to get revenge of Bruce Willis's character from the first film. Anyway, don't want to ruin it, so I'd say give it a shot. I mean, if you like the first film, you might like this one. It's going to be it feels a little bit rushed. The Mickey Rourke character feels a little bit rushed, but then again, Mickey Rourke, he is Marv, and Marv is Mickey Rourke. He plays that part just to the T, just like he did in the first film, so it's got its perks. Dudes, I've held you long enough. We're under 25 minutes for all those films. Rock on. I'll catch you next time. Hope you guys have enjoyed the update. Watch for reviews. The Movie Cave will live on, and I got some other ideas for a new channel. Yeah, that's right, guys. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, though. Bye.